Next up, we have Haas from Amber. Amber has a booth outside. You would have seen it next to HiveX. And they have an application that makes investing easy. Come on up.
All right, before we start, whoever's keen on some Bitcoin and doesn't have anyone would like to learn some more, the lovely Chantel, maybe you can stand up. We'll be handing these out at the end of the presentation. As a further aside, I see lots of people with pens and pads. Write this one down: keys.casa, and thank me for it. So keys.casa, C-A-S-A, like the house. So I'm going to shill Casa here, but it's seedless multi-signature, which makes your stuff even harder to break. And there's a free package, $300 a year package, which gives you full sovereignty in the form of a Bitcoin node and one extra hard wallet. There's a higher package, which gives you a 3 of 5 multi-signature, which is effectively unbreakable. And for $5,000 a year, they will do complete multi-signature estate planning. They'll write a will for you and split your keys internationally to your future benefactors. So unless you're a computer engineer, and doesn't seem to be many around here, including myself, sovereignty as a multi-sig sovereignty as a service could be the way to go. So let's get on to this. It looks like I already have 0 minutes left on my timer, so I'll be very quick. So today we're going to be talking about investing in Bitcoin 101. You'll see today I'm actually visibly upset because Bitcoin is up 40% today, and you'll find out why I'm so upset, because the price of Bitcoin went up as we move on through the presentation. So I'm the office morale animal out at Amber, so I make everyone happy and keep their hands strong. My connection to Bitcoin isn't just economic, it is also extremely social and environmental as well. So I take the holistic approach. So what we're going to be talking about today is Bitcoin is an emergent asset, the total addressable market of Bitcoin, and dollar cost averaging. So the tricks to that is finding asymmetry in the market, and you're going to get some good inside information this afternoon. We're going to learn about dollar cost averaging and why it's important to decrease volatility and emotion in what is an extremely volatile and emotional market. And learning about patience and time in the market versus timing the market. Anyone hear about Bitcoin yesterday and buy? I feel bad for you because you could have made 40% in a day. But if you're nice and slow and steady, it doesn't matter these kinds of days. So as long as you're in the market, you will reap the benefits of days like today. They're few and far between. I had my 6th birthday just a few days ago, so I've been in Bitcoin for 6 years and 3 days, and I have never seen a day like today. So the last time something like today happened was way before my time in 2011. So, Bitcoin. This is a very famous graph that floats around, Bitcoin forums and Twitter and memes and whatnot. And this is the progression of the Bitcoin life cycle. Now, I don't totally agree with this graphic, but I generally agree with it. So, what is the Lindy effect? So the Lindy effect is basically an effect that the longer something lives for, the longer it is likely to keep living. So Bitcoin's been alive now for almost 11 years and is copped. There we go. My timer restarted. Now I've got 15 minutes from now. Fantastic. Whoo! It's down to 5 minutes. 50. Whew, rough. I better get my game on. So. We can see the "we are here" star, but I think Bitcoin is still probably at the improving decentralization and censorship resistance So we are still cycling in this area, and we will eventually move up the ladder. But what I like to do is I like to analogize Bitcoin. It's a bad analogy, but I still like to analogize it as a startup company, just to actually show you how early we really are. So here's the price history of Bitcoin in a logarithmic scale. Whoops. So you'll see here, Bitcoin was worth maybe 10 cents. So you can call this the angel round of Bitcoin, which happened in the first halving. Now, I won't get too technical, but the halving in Bitcoin, Bitcoin has a fixed algorithmic supply, and every 4 years or so, the mining reward decreases by half, increasing the stock-to-flow ratio and increasing scarcity. So in the angel round, we had, 10-fold or so, 50-fold increase. And in the angel round, it was people putting a lot of money at risk in something in a typical angel round, could exist, could die. And during the angel round, we started bootstrapping the network. The early miners were holding it down, and we were starting to develop our first exchanges. The exchanges weren't the best, and in the seed round, a lot of them went tail up, and a lot of people lost a lot of money. So as it is with any investment round, you start off with money in, you load up the company with its new cash, and then the company takes that cash and builds out to the next series. So in the seed round, we had a lot of VC funding, investing billions into companies like Coinbase and whatnot. You had people like Tim Draper buying 40,000 Bitcoins that were seized at an auction. You had exchanges becoming more robust. You had hardware wallets come onto the market. You had ASIC miners coming into the market. A lot more power was being used. Started to get very serious. Now, in 2017, we had a bubble, and you could almost call that the Series A fundraising round. Now, one of the things that triggered this fundraising round was a term that's very rarely discussed. It's called the UASF, the User Activated Soft Fork. And this is when a group of populists, normal people like me who had a node at home, there was a whole bunch of big miners that wanted to centralize Bitcoin and increase the block limit, and we refused. We forked Bitcoin. We kept the rules as is, guaranteeing sort of confidence and certainty for investors, and we proved that no matter what, the node operators, the little guy can stop the big guy quite easy. We also made protocol improvements like segregated witness. We've developed the Lightning Network, which when it's in the bootstrapping phases, that'll effectively handle all the world's commerce quite easily. And we have plug-and-play nodes and services, like I was just mentioning with Casa a few minutes ago. This is Series A. Series B will see more improvements, and Bitcoin will probably have a C, D, E, and F. So Uber had 13 fundraising rounds. So if you think Bitcoin's anywhere near IPO, you're mistaken, and just wait to see what the price is going to be at IPO. So the total addressable market cap. So as of now, it's 180 billion. Well, not anymore. It's back down to 170. Yesterday it was 135. So as you can see, very volatile. But with that said, comparing to gold in the scheme of things, not much. And as we discussed, maybe it was an hour ago, in the scheme of things, gold is nothing either. So there's gold, about $8 trillion worth, base money, another 30 trillion, bank money, another 50, government bonds, another 60, corporate and munis, another 120, and so on. And so there's a lot of money in the world. And Bitcoin, I personally believe, is going to eat the lunch of the majority of these things. Or not really, these things will probably collapse under their own weight quite quickly. So Bitcoin market cap history, in 2012 it was 100 million, 2015 3 billion, 2016 8 billion, 2017 25, yesterday 135, today 180 at 1 p.m. Now it's like 170 or whatever it is, 165. So we were talking, I think Alex was talking about, the macro environment. This is a great website to check out. WTF happened in 1971. 1971 is the year we went off the gold standard and everything sort of went belly up. So what could Bitcoin potentially be worth in the long term? So if it eats up 20% of gold's monetary premium, takes it's just small percentages of everything, you can have a very, very big potential pie. Now, I'm a gold bear, and I think gold eventually will just revert to its industrial uses, which it's very, very useful, but I think gold's monetary premium is doomed to go to zero. Simply, it's not fit for 2019 commerce. It's just too old, too cumbersome. Yeah. So, Bitcoin, there's a, so remember the name. I make these bold claims all the time. I tell people to remember the name, and a lot of the calls come good. So in 2011, Bitcoin died, dropped by 93%. In April 2013, it died again. In November 2013, it died again. It died the other week, and it'll die again next week, and it'll keep dying up. So on to DCA, well, I've only got a few minutes left. So this is a great website. It's called DCA BTC, right? And it's got a little calculator. You put in the amount, your arbitrary amount. You fill in your, repeat purchase, whether daily, weekly, monthly, or whatever. Accumulate for a period, starting a period. So if you were investing $25 a week, every week for the last year, you're up 56%. Doing that for the past 2 years, you're up 35%. Doing it for the past 3, 256%. Doing it for the past 5, over 1,000%. And the longer back you go, the better it is. I'm going to get to gold now, actually. So as you can see, with all the spikes and whatnot, the only way to play this is regular, responsible, slow investment. Don't let scammers pull you in with FOMO. This is a technology that was built to last longer than humans do. This was built for interplanetary commerce between electronic devices. So it sounds funny, but when we colonize Mars, no one's going to be using US dollars, I can assure you, nor gold. So I'll quickly go through gold. Anybody here married and have a wedding band? All right. So in your wedding band, you need to produce that. You need 20 bathtubs of water, 1 kilogram of cyanide, and a dump truck of rock. All of the gold that's mined every year probably fits on this stage to this ceiling. And to get that gold out of the ground, you need 1,000 Great Pyramids of Giza worth of rock, 400,000 Olympic swimming pools, and 500,000 tons of cyanide. Further, the cartel makes more off illegal gold in Peru than they do off drugs. In Africa, children are enslaved to mine gold. They don't use cyanide in the illegal mines. That's too expensive. They still use mercury. In the Philippines, they send 10-year-old kids down into 30-meter water to shovel out some rock by bucket and bring it up to the surface so they can pan it. They send kids down because their lung capacity is better, and they give them a garden hose to snorkel. So if you're serious about environment, sustainability, clean, pure, ethical money, get rid of gold. Melt it down, buy Bitcoin with it, and sign a message in the blockchain showing your eternal love for your partner. So yeah, download Amber and make sure to grab one of these. All right, thank you.
Thanks so much.
No worries.